I'm Laura from Garden Sanity, and in this video I'm going to share with you my favorite plant catalogs and online websites to order plants from. These are my go-to resources whenever I'm in the mood to research a plant, let alone if I want to buy something special that I want to be guaranteed I'm going to get. I want to thank Joy from New Jersey, who gave me the idea and inspiration for this video, as she asked me on a previous video in the comments, where do I get all my plants from? So I hope to cover everything that I order from, and even some catalogs that I don't order from but I use as a good resource. So let's get started. So all of the catalogs and online websites, everything I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to put in the description box area below this video. So you can poke around the websites, you can go there and order catalogs, and maybe you'll find some plants this year in a different place than you normally do. So that's where you'll find all the info. So where I live in southern New Jersey, I'm really fortunate to be close to a bunch of good nurseries. I've got one in my town that's really great. I have one north of me that I love. I have one south of me that I love. And so those combined with online ordering as well, I'm usually able to find what I want. I will say, when you shop in person, it's such a thrill when you finally see a plant in person that you've only seen a little tiny picture in a catalog. So it's actually, for me, it's kind of the thrill of the hunt sometimes when I'm going to these nurseries in person. However, there are a lot of benefits to ordering your plants online, especially if you do it now. I mean, this isn't the type of, at least if you're in my area, the type of season where you're going to start planting anytime soon. However, most online websites and catalogs, they'll list their shipping instructions, or what they do for shipping, I guess you would call shipping schedule. They'll list those for you so that you can see exactly when you can expect your plants. So you can know that when it's the proper time to plant in your area, they're going to send them to you and you're going to be all set. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do this year, is at least be a little bit more on top of things. Last year, things got away from me and I bought a lot of plants. So this year I want to rein it in, be a little bit more strategic about what I'm going to order once I decide, and see how I do. And maybe I can sit back, relax, and have the plants come to me. Although I still will visit nurseries for the thrill of the hunt. One other thing before we start, I don't have relationships with any of these companies, any of these catalogs, any of these websites. So these are just my personal favorites. I just want to make that clear. So there's no incentive here. I'm just sharing what my favorites are. Good. So there's two big companies that everybody knows in the gardening world. If you're a beginner gardener and you're not familiar with these companies, this is a good chance to get more familiar with them. One is called Monrovia, and the other is called Proven Winners. Monrovia will let you order plants online, but what they'll do is they'll ship it to your nearest local nursery. So you can just drive by, they'll have your order ready and tagged, and you just pick it up. What Proven Winners does is they will ship directly to you. Now, not everything on these websites is available for direct order to you. A lot of these plants will end up being available at your local nurseries, and if you find a nursery that sells, for example, Monrovia plants or Proven Winners, then you can maybe, make a little bit of a relationship with the workers there, the owners there, and just try to get a feel for when maybe your plant that you want might arrive, or maybe they'll order one for you. You never know. So Monrovia I have not ordered personally from. However, I have a lot of Monrovia plants in the garden. I have false yucca, I have some evergreens. I think their plant quality is absolutely great. And Proven Winners I have ordered from online, and I also have bought plants, of course, at garden centers as well. And the online experience is fantastic. So you can't go wrong looking at either of those plants. They're also so large that they are a wealth of information when you look on either of those websites. So definitely check them out. Okay, now we're going to go to plant catalogs that I use. The first one up is Bluestone Perennials. Bluestone Perennials is based in Ohio, so all the plants will ship from there. I've been ordering from them for years, and their catalog features a lot of common and unique perennials. The sizes are small, but the plants are really great quality. Their catalog is filled with helpful information on each plant listed. Plus, they have even more plants available on their website, in addition to what's in their printed catalog. Now, I think their best feature is that their plants come in biodegradable pots, like the ones you see here. These pots can be planted directly into your garden, which is just awesome. You don't have to worry about any other packaging. They're going to degrade over time, become one with the soil. And if they don't, for some reason, you can dig out the little parts of it and just move it into another part of your soil and it'll be fine. White Flower Farm. White Flower Farm is based in Connecticut, so all the plants will ship from there. I've been ordering both bulbs and plants from them for years. Their catalog features perennials, annuals, and shrubs, and again, I love all of the helpful info that's included about each plant that they offer. Their best feature? Their customer service is top-notch. I ordered a bare root plant last year that just never took off. Any of you see my redbud stick that I've shown in some previous videos? That was the plant. I sent White Flower Farm some photos via email, and they offered to either replace the plant, refund my money, or give me a credit towards other plants. I took the credit, and I'm looking forward to spending it this year. I cannot wait. Rare Find Nursery. Rare Find Nursery is based in New Jersey, not far north of me, so that's where the plants will ship from. I've actually yet to order from them, however, their catalog is fantastic, and it contains, as their title says, unique and rare plants and shrubs. I've actually gone to see their nursery because I've attended their annual witch hazel festival in the past. And that's where people come from all over to purchase the many unique varieties of witch hazel that they offer. They also have an extensive selection of rhododendrons. Their catalog is a must-have for plant knowledge. Now, their 2022 catalog isn't out just yet, but you can still access their 2021 catalog on their website. I love this company. Plant Delights Nursery is based in North Carolina, so that's where the plants will ship from. Again, I haven't ordered from them yet, but I definitely will this year. Because their catalog is so extensive and large, and it contains so many photos and so much information on plants, the catalog actually costs $7. However, you get a nice gift certificate for $7 with your catalog, so the cost is refunded if you purchase plants from them. It's totally worth it. Plant Delights Nursery is run by a well-known horticulturalist and plantsman, and you know if he sells a plant, it's something he's tried out in his nursery personally. Now these are some online companies with websites that I think are really great to look through. The first is Rare Roots, rareroots.com. It's based in Virginia, so your plants will ship from there. I ordered from them last year for the first time and everything went great. The shipping and packing was good. The plants were small, but they were in excellent condition. Forest Farm, forestfarm.com. It's based in Oregon, so plants ship from there. Because their website is so extensive, I think it's best to look at their plants on the website versus a print catalog. If you can't find a plant you're looking for on their website, I would be surprised. They have an amazing selection, amazing. I use their website a lot, although I have not personally ordered from them yet. Another company is called US Perennials. What a name, right? They have the domain usperennials.com. It's based in Indiana, so the plants ship from there. I have not ordered from them yet because I just discovered them by accident last year while surfing the interwebs. But it looks like a fabulous site with many wonderful perennials, and the person that runs the site seems very knowledgeable about plants. I'm sure I'll be ordering from them this year. And by the way, I do shop at Home Depot and Lowe's as well for plants. In fact, I went through my plant tags so I could show you a bunch of the plants that I have purchased at both places, including the somewhat rare False Cypress Devon Cream. That was actually a Home Depot purchase. And now we come to a rabbit hole that I'm just starting to travel down, and I'm having so much fun with it. Seed catalogs. This is only a fraction of all the seed catalogs that are available out there, and so I might be sharing ones you haven't heard of. I'm hoping that I'll hear from you and you'll share some with me that I haven't heard of. But I've planted seeds before in previous places I've lived. I haven't planted any here yet because I want to do it right this time. I think this year I might do some self-sown seeds that you can direct sow outside. I want to do poppies. I'd like to do Love in a Mist. I was thinking of sprinkling some of those around some of the daffodil bulbs because I don't really want to plant on top of the daffodil bulbs, but if I sprinkle seeds, it can kind of work out. So I'll keep you posted, but it's definitely a rabbit hole that's so fun. All of these catalogs, and there's so many more out there, and there's some websites I'm going to share with you too, they all have so much helpful info. Besides info on all the seeds and plants, they also sell seed supplies that can help you start your seeds. The plant catalogs have a list of which plants you can direct sow versus which you need to start indoors, what time of year you can sow them. There's just a wealth of info. So I'm sort of in the beginning stages of planting seeds. And that's because I started at the top. I started with trees, then shrubs, perennials I'm still doing. Occasionally I will put annuals here and there, but I haven't gone hog wild with annuals yet. And then seeds are sort of my last thing as I'm learning as I go, or learning as I grow. So here's my favorite catalogs and online websites. The first one is Select Seeds, which also sells plants, including annuals. So that's nice. The next one is Park Seed, then John Sheepers, and then Botanical Interests. What I love about both John Sheepers and Botanical Interests are that their catalogs are gorgeous to look at. They are filled with beautiful illustrations. It's just a pleasure to sit back and read all of these, so I really enjoy them. There's also some websites that I really love looking at as well. Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds is a really great website for, literally, heirloom seeds. Burpee Seeds, which is a good old standby. And Renee's Garden. I really like that one as well. So another idea is to pay attention to the wholesale nursery names on plant tags as well as plant pots that you see at your local nursery. I keep all of my plant tags because not only is there valuable growing information on the back, but you can also see what the plant's going to look like, and this starts to get really fun. The wholesale nurseries that are listed on the plant tags, well, that's where your local nursery that you're standing in shopping, that's where they order from. Many wholesale nurseries have websites, and even though they don't sell to the general public, their websites are a great place to look and see what's offered. That's what I did last year, and I discovered true blue butterfly bushes. And here's the plant tag so you see. I had to have one, and my local nursery very nicely added them to their next order with the wholesale growers. I ended up purchasing 2 of them, and as you know from previous videos if you've watched, I absolutely love these plants. So how do I even know that a plant I'm looking at in a catalog or on a plant tag at a nursery, how do I know it's even going to do well in my garden? I mean, I see what they say and what the requirements are, but how do I know? It's really a learning process with your own garden. There's no, everyone can say a plant takes full sun. In some climates, maybe part sun will work out just fine. In other cases, part sun will not be good for that plant. It needs full sun. It's a matter of learning your own garden, and it will take time, and there will be trial and error. You will buy things that don't work out. It doesn't mean you're failing as a gardener. It means you're learning as a gardener, and I really want to stress that. So over the years, I've learned in my yard, in my gardens, there's a lot of wet spots. I have primarily heavy clay soil. It stays very wet. So there were some plants that I bought early on that said that they were really good in wet soil, and they got waterlogged. There were other plants that I planted that needed even less water than that. They needed more dry, and they drowned. It's learning. So I want you to pay attention to your soil, get to know, see what grows well. If you buy a plant and it grows really well for you one season, look again back at the plant tag or in a catalog or online and see, well, what did that plant need? If it needed dry soil and it thrived, well, maybe your soil is more dry. And yes, you can test it and whatnot, but it's more a matter of just getting to know what plants like each other, maybe learning about companion plants. You can go down so many rabbit holes on the interwebs. It's not even funny. So I'm all about garden sanity, right? So I want you to be happy in gardening. So if a plant says it needs full sun, but you have a shady garden, you can't buy that plant. Don't think to yourself, I'll try it out and see how it does, because you may most likely end up being disappointed. There are tons of full shade garden plants, and you may end up finding something that you love even more than what you would have wanted originally that was a full sun plant. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. I really want you to plant for the areas that you need to plant for in your garden, whether it's full sun, partial sun, windy. There are sometimes in plant catalogs it'll tell you this plant doesn't hold up to wind, it may need staking, and maybe you don't want to go to all that expensive staking up a plant. It's good to know before you end up buying it. So those are all my favorite garden resources, and I'd love to hear what yours are. So in the comments below, definitely tell me what your favorites are. No doubt you're going to list things that I haven't heard of, and hopefully I've introduced you to some things that you haven't heard of. So let's help each other out and help each other in the comments out by sharing what your favorite catalogs and online resources are to buy plants. In addition, I know, to your favorite local nurseries as well. So check out the description box below. That's where I have all the links. Order some catalogs for yourself. And until next time, happy gardening.